Hey! Hello and welcome to the fourth Prodcast. We did this for a while, guys.
Yeah,
It's a lot of these.
Oh my goodness.
I'm your host and MC, Ethan Berman, and I'm joined by
Emily Shrode.
Matt Grabowski.
Evan Parks.
Quick little housekeeping. Just a reminder, we do have a Patreon out now. You can find us at Cattle Prod. We're on Twitter at Cattle Prod Team.
Please give us your money.
Yeah, for sure. We're posting on YouTube at the Cattle Prod channel, and there'll be a variety of ways posted in the description.
We already finished one of our shorts too.
We did.
Not finished. We finished filming.
We finished filming. Expect it out. Probably it'll be done edited by the time this podcast comes out. So
Hopefully.
Oh, nice.
yeah, for sure.
That's cool.
Cool.
A lot of cool content coming for you guys, so any money you can throw away definitely helps out. All right, so since Matt, you started last week, how about Evan, you take us away?
All right. So, guys, I've been playing some online games recently, and it's just been all nostalgia to me.
As in, like, web games.
Web games, yes. I've been playing Club Penguin to be specific. And you may say, but wait, Disney canceled Club Penguin. It's shut down. And I say to you, it is. But there's been a fan remake called Club Penguin Rewritten. It's the exact same thing as the original Club Penguin, except no membership fees.
Really?
Everyone's
Wow.
a member, and you can just play the game and enjoy it.
Really?
So,
That's internet communism at its best.
no, really. But the thing is, this has brought back an entire wave of nostalgia, and I want to talk about some of the web-based games you guys played when you were younger.
All of them.
Really, though.
Webkins?
Yeah, I know Emily's, that's the first thing I knew about her, based off of her Instagram name, was that she's a
No,
big...
my
like,
Finsta.
Oh, your Finsta. That you're a big Webkins player. Actually,
Huge.
right now, so I'm looking at her laptop, and the first thing on her Google Chrome's bookmark is Webkins.
That's dedication.
Yeah,
you
no,
gotta know where that is.
I would say that Webkins is a nostalgia thing, except it isn't, because I still play it every day.
As intense nostalgia.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
to be honest, the game for me was Roblox. Roblox,
Yeah.
Lego Online, basically.
Minecraft before Minecraft.
No, yeah, really. It was a fantastic game. I logged in recently. It is a hellscape. They implemented some weird economy system, and it's like circled in into like its own black hole.
I'm just imagining like some black market deals. It's like, I got the red blocks, man. I got the
So
red blocks.
a big thing now is, you know, the big draw of the game was you could create your own levels, create your own games.
Mm-hmm.
It's made its own mini game industry now.
People
you can
play...
pre-order games.
No, but what confuses me is my experience with Roblox is watching like low-income children at the public library who don't have their own computers playing because it's saved as a bookmark on the desktop, and they're all just playing with each other. And then like as time went on, I'm like, what am I watching? It's become a monster of
I know, it's
industry.
insane. And it's like they're even getting away from like the whole Lego thing, where it's like now the people aren't Lego shaped, they're just like people shaped, and it's weird.
They're people
All right,
shaped.
I'm gonna do my classic going around the table question here. Have you ever put money into a web-based game? Evan?
100%.
Matt?
No, because the reason this topic's so interesting to me is I never really played any web-based games.
Really?
So, and there's also like it's like the gray zone of like when does it transcend from a web-based to just an online game and stuff like
We
that.
can totally break that down.
Yeah, we need to.
I've put money in the Quest games.
Okay. I can tell you all the games I put money
Wait,
into.
what
Let's
money?
show
Like
so.
actual money or like Bitcoin?
Really.
Both. Both. How about you, Shrode?
I'd like to say no, but
You play Webkins.
I had to get my Webkins. I need to get the Googles.
What do you even buy in Webkins? Like, is it just
Where do I buy
accessories?
Webkins? The Hallmark store?
No. What do you buy in Webkins? Like online? Like
No, you
what
have to
is-
buy the
No, you buy-
animals.
Well, I know,
You buy
I
stuffed animals
understand.
to play.
I guess that's true. I guess I automatically have to buy to get into it.
Yeah.
That's
I'm
It's
also
like-
It's free to play
unironically
now, right?
I'm unironically thinking about buying deluxe membership because you get to go to this vacation island.
I thought it was free to play now.
It's free to play, but
Pay to win.
pay to win.
Did y'all ever play that Portal, like the Portal one, You Be Funky or whatever, where like, it has all those little like collectible dudes,
Okay.
and you put them on the head of the.
I remember it, but I never bought it.
I owned every single one.
What's the heck?
Oh my goodness.
I was a big fan. It was Amiibos before Amiibos.
No,
Like,
really?
That's really what they were. It was a whole economy based off of the more rare Funkies you had. Like, you play as that character, and
I remember
there's
the
certain worlds.
commercials.
It was basically the intro to Spyro and Amiibos, where it's like, oh, there's content you can only get with these certain Funkies.
You say Spyro, but it's really Skylanders.
Yeah, you're right.
Oh, Skylanders.
the bastardization
Yeah,
of
what happened to
Skylanders.
My brother
Spyro?
played
Where Spyro went to die.
All right, so let's break this down. So I would say a web-based game, Matt, is anything that runs off of Flash or
You can pull off your browser.
It's playable through your browser. That's why RuneScape is a browser web-based game. Neopets,
Club Penguin.
Club Penguin,
Pop
Webkins.
Tropica.
Wizard
Oh,
101.
Pop Tropica.
Oh my god!
You forgot about Pop Tropica?
Yeah, I forgot that was like the one game teachers would let you play when you were done with your work. It was like, get on the
Right.
Mac and brag to all your friends.
Fun brain.
Oh, man.
Fun Brain, where the Diary of the Wimpy Kid was on.
Yeah.
Before it was a book.
Yep.
I've been struggling to remember that website for months.
Wow, I just cracked the code for you, Evan. You're
Oh,
welcome.
my
Nostalgia. All right, so
These last two podcasts have just been all like throwbacks, like honestly.
100% that's your generation's culture is throwback to other people's. Man, because MMOs and web games were this weird tricky line where
Right.
I think web games became like you didn't have the $60 a year to put into WoW, so you put your time and money into like, an online community.
Well, for me, it wasn't only the money. It wasn't really the money. It kind of was the money, but it was. I was allowed to download things on the computer.
Really? So you had to stream it
I
through
was the same, yeah. My parents.
But I was able to finally get permission for Roblox, and then as I grew older, all these other games started coming out. Pirates Online.
Yes.
Toontown.
Yes.
Yes.
I'll
And
make you
then I always want to get in with those kids. They played Maple Story.
I was almost that kid. My friend,
Who?
I was logging in, I was making an account, and then I realized I was like, "What is this game? Like, what is?" My friend was
Still
trying
don't
to.
know.
I don't know.
There was a class called Evan though, so I was like almost sold, but I got in and I was like, I don't know what I'm doing, so I just deleted it.
Yeah.
What is Maple Story?
It's a free-to-play 2D side-scrolling, massively multiplayer online role-playing game developed by the South Korean company YZ.
Okay. Oh, okay. It came out in 2003.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't live in America at that time.
I remember
Yeah.
this.
Fair enough. Well, I mean,
No.
it didn't either. It was like when it came
All
out.
of these kind of games, I can't remember the names of all of them, but there were some like anime, like
Yeah.
Asian-based web-based games. Like their free-to-play games were actually like MMORPGs. They were just
actually
free.
games.
I played a couple of those back in the day, but the biggest one we had in the West Coast was the Quest games.
Yeah, no, really.
Endurance games.
Let's list out some of the Quest games. 'Cause
Yes.
there are a bunch of them.
Oh man, so there's
So the original
Enter now.
Adventure Quest.
Adventure Quest was the OG, and that was the most hype game.
It was wonderful, and then they finally came out with something even more amazing, Dragon Quest.
Yes.
That's the one I'm.
Dragon Quest. I've put hours in that game. I bought the T-shirt that got me
Same.
free unlockables. I had for Adventure Quest, I had the Guardian membership,
Right.
which lasts forever, which was the most cost-efficient way to play the game.
100%, because that game ended up becoming really play to win the more you got into it. But the thing about it, about the Quest games I always respect, though, was it is genuinely a good game.
Yeah,
There's
straight up.
hours and hours of content, funny
Stories.
writing. They constantly update.
No, they're still updating.
And they still update. And the thing is, they cross, the universes
Yeah.
cross, like, because I actually put more hours into Mech Quest, just because of the
Quest.
timing of it,
Yeah.
than Dragon Quest. But I played both, and they'd be like, oh, this character's like jump portals into this other dimension, or this is the fantasy version of the sci-fi character. It was just beautiful.
And the saddest thing to me is I lost my Dragon Quest account.
You did.
Oh.
I think most people did because it was like that weird throwaway email you made when you were like in third grade.
And it was like I had so much done on that account. I had so many cool items. I had like a bunch of like event things, and it's just like it's all gone, and it just makes me sad to think about.
For sure. And that's the weird thing about when you brought up this topic, immediately in my head, what makes the nostalgia hurt so bad is all of these things were so ephemeral. Like, I still have every single one of my original Xbox saves. I have it on a 32 megabyte.
Really?
Because the thing was, I went through like 3 Xboxes. They all just burned down because I played so much Halo. Then they would just destroy themselves. So I had like each color of the Xbox. And between my dad and I, because what happened was I'd be playing all morning, and then my dad worked the opposite shift, so he'd come home at night. So while I'm sleeping, he'd be playing Halo 2 online, and we just burned through the Xbox. But I have this little memory stick that plugs in the top of the controller, the classic Duke.
Oh, fuck, I forgot they had that.
Mhm,
Whoa,
and
what
of
a
course.
weird design, man.
100%. But I'd plug in the top, and I was home over the winter, and I was just like, oh, here's my Splinter Cell save, here's my Digimon save, here's like every single one of those classic games of memories of, I could load it up. Games beaten. Here's all of my collectibles. I can go back and try to 100% them. Web-based games, my RuneScape account, I had like 3 of those.
Yeah, really.
And
I have like 10.
Yeah, and I have like no memory of what email I use. I don't know if I use my mom's email or my email or whatever. I have no memory of how much I completed, but like, the second you say the word RuneScape or like even Neopets, even like I ironically made a Neopets account one time, and I was like, this is a fun game, and I just clicked through. Like, I put so many hours into these things.
I literally have gone through 3 Webkins accounts because of the expirations.
How many Webkins have you bought? If you had to just shoot out a number.
I don't want to say that I lost count.
Tell me in a matter of tens. Like, is it in the 10s, the 20s, 30s?
I can
Still,
tell
40s.
Are you serious?
The 40s.
No,
Oh my
literally, my girlfriend
Ballpark.
has all of them, basically. She went and got the special event webkins that were available for like one day.
Event Webkins.
Yeah. it
Yeah.
was like-
Oh yeah, like the 10-year anniversary Webkins, like the dragon.
I was like,
Oh my
can we talk about how good
The
web-based
Clydesdale
games,
horse.
because web-based games are constantly updating, how fantastic all of those timed events felt as a kid,
Yeah.
where you were like, because all we do is have time to play video games. So you're like, I was there for like the MetQuest Halloween special, or like you log in the site for the first time and everything's a different skin, and you're like, oh my god, it's like the Christmas event, everything's snowing, and it's so crazy.
Not really a web-based game, but like the same nostalgia feeling was me logging in to homestarrunner.com.
Right.
And like
Oh,
watching all the strong bad emails.
I was gonna say, it's like, this is a totally different topic for a different day,
I
but
know.
similar time period in vein. The internet was so much more fun
It was a wonderful
back
place.
back when it was Wild West, and it's not just
It
nostalgia
wasn't,
for us.
it wasn't as monetized as it was.
Not,
now.
not, it was
Oh,
literally
yeah.
like, we're putting stuff out there for you to enjoy, and if you liked it, you found any way possible to support that person.
Yeah.
Nowadays, there's such like, we're doing the same thing right now. Like, we know the kind of like same old song and dance of you do this, you do that. But Homestar Runner with Rooster Teeth OG,
Yeah.
it was like, we have T-shirts, you know.
You buy one of these-
Yeah,
you buy
perfectly
their
put.
dumb T-shirt. You buy the Strong Bad Sings It album.
Oh man, and if you saw another kid at school who had like the same merch as you, it was like, oh my god, you watched this? Like,
It was a big deal when I bought that dumb T-shirt for Dragon Quest, and then my friend had the same T-shirt in a different color. We were
like-
like, "What the heck, man?" And it was like
So
a super emo ass shirt because it looked like some like metal shirt.
Yep.
But it was just like for a dumb online game.
Yeah, that's what it was.
You see, it's kind of like when you go to a concert and then
Yeah.
you go to school the next day wearing your concert T-shirt. I'm just like giving the example for all the cool people out there watching
No,
this.
yeah, for all those that actually don't relate to that.
Who
topic.
had a life when they were little?
It's like when you
Wreck
see
their
somebody that
basement.
went to the same concert as
You
you.
actually have
'Cause you
friends
went out.
and send them a computer to hang out with.
On my high school football team, we had an hour-long conversation about what was the best pop tropical world. So I think everybody had these experiences. That's what makes it so great. It was It wasn't just like the dorky kids in the computer lab. Like during high school, we would have conversations about, nah, man, 32 Carat Island was the best. That was the best DLC. No. Right? And then people just, you say the word RuneScape on anyone ages between like
Everyone-
15 to 25, and they'll cry.
Everyone's played RuneScape. Everyone.
Not
Like,
me, but
Even my
I'm with you, actually. Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah?
I played vicariously
High
through my
five.
older brother and my younger brother. No, they hit the web series. I used that opportunity to like attack the GameCube because it was like
Oh.
when they were finally gone from it.
Why not both?
No, really. Why
Honestly,
not both?
I think about it sometimes. I'm like, I feel like I really missed out on it. But I lived vicariously through them, though.
No, sure,
Wait.
sure.
My brother, RuneScape. My little brother, Webkins.
Nice.
Also, shoot, what was it? Did he do Wizard 101 for a while?
Oh,
I don't
man.
remember.
That sounds
I
awesome.
remember Wizard 101.
Yeah.
Oh,
It
Me
was
too.
like at the tail end. It was trash. It was when Disney realized they could start monetizing, or Nickelodeon, or someone realized I could earn a lot of money.
Shit,
off
who
this.
was that? Yeah, I think it was.
I think it was Nickelodeon.
Quick,
Yeah.
quick sidebar on
What
this
is it?
topic. What do you guys think are more prevalent? These web-based games or sponsored through the network Flash games, like the Cartoon Network website, the Disney website?
Oh,
'Cause
Okay. You,
Cool Maths for Kids.
my God. So games I played when I was little. I got on that. I always got on Cartoon Network. Played the Trick or Treat game.
Yes,
Every year.
I love that game. That's basically what's Costume Quest by Double Fine.
yeah,
That's
really.
literally what Costume
Got
Quest
fucked
is.
up. There's a better game on CartoonNetwork.com. It's Cheese Quest. The Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends.
Foster's and Grimmon Chili and Mandy had the best.
Oh, yeah.
Had the best Flash games.
Yeah.
There was a Foster's MMO.
Oh yeah,
There was a Flash MMO.
I played
I
that for.
remember
Oh,
that.
I guess I played that. I guess that.
Yeah, that's a
technically
web-based
counts.
game,
Yeah,
yeah.
my brother played that. I played
You
that.
create your own imaginary friend. And
Oh, my little brother played Skylanders. You mentioned that earlier, which was like the early form of what Amiibo is like dominating now. It's
For sure.
bizarre.
Well, the thing is, this is a completely different topic again. We're going over time, but Skylanders and
yeah.
Amiibo
And
have two
Webkins.
things completely different. Skylanders did it right.
Yeah.
Amiibo needs something that Skylanders can do.
Well, this will be a different topic because I'm on the third party here between Amiibo and
Yeah.
Skylander. Lego Dimensions.
I wanted it so
It's
bad.
so good.
Is it?
It's so good.
bad.
Well, a different topic though. All right, Evan, thanks for this nostalgic trip. Fantastic topic. I feel like we're gonna come back to this in a different way at some
have
point.
to. I can talk
Matt,
about
I think that we should download RuneScape
We
and
You
start
wanna play
playing
RuneScape?
RuneScape.
I'll make a clan. Just like
Honestly, that'll be our first Let's Play on our channel. All right,
right.
Matt, take it away.
Oh, me? I thought I was last.
No, take it away.
Oh, you want to change it? Okay. So, I'm a huge
Not with my
Sherlock
shirt.
Holmes fan, and I don't know. Basically, the question I want to deduce is, what do you guys think is better? Do you think Sherlock Holmes is better portrayed by Benedict Cumberbatch or by Robert Downey Jr. in the movies?
So the second you propose this, I need to clarify. You mean who plays Sherlock better?
Okay, and now
not
even
what
that-
is the better Sherlock content.
see, that's okay. Oh no, not the content overall. Like, not like is the movie better than the TV shows? I'm
Right.
just talking about the actor and his portrayal, and that's such a hard thing because
The writing's completely different.
yeah, I
Yeah.
realized that. And like as I was talking to some other friends about this, they're like, okay, but do you mean like who is the more true Sherlock or who's the better Sherlock?
Right.
Because that's a whole other question on its own.
Whole
'Cause
different
I've read some of the books and I'm like, oh, that's a good question. I'm like, So basically, I guess I just want to know your opinions on like who you preferred and why. And I know that also has to do a lot with the chemistry of like the characters he's bouncing off of, especially Watson and stuff like that. But just overall, just like give me your feels.
So just right off the bat, I love both. I genuinely,
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm a huge Sherlock Holmes fan. I've read like almost all the books as a kid, kind of thing. Like, think it's a great character. I love the Watson and Sherlock dynamic. That being said, I have to go Robert Downey Jr. and the Guy Ritchie Sherlocks all day, every day.
Yep.
Purely because, the Sherlock, as you said, like who portrays a better one? What the British show, like the Cumberbatch, Martin Freeman one? I can't remember the producer's
Sherlock.
name.
Oh, I don't know who that
But just the straight Sherlock show. They go for this is a modern revival of the Sherlock Holmes from the books, right?
Right.
Like, this is a modern, direct thing. He's a drug addict. He's, like, really aspy, like, doesn't really communicate at all with anybody. Watson is, like, really gruff and kind of unlikable at times. It gets really heavy and dark and serious. While the Guy Ritchie ones, Guy Ritchie's one of my favorite directors.
Yep.
I adore him. I adore his kinetic style. Robert Downey Jr. He's still a drug addict. He's still whatever, but, like, the world itself is so fantastical. Like, the end of the second movie, they're on, like, in the
that was a
middle
great
of this
movie.
beautiful was it like some European
it's like the
Alp area in the mountains
Peace
on a waterfall
conference or something.
yeah,
it's
and then
amazing.
like you have all these world leaders there, and there's like it's just so weird, right? Like,
Yeah.
so like the fact that Sherlock does all these weird things is counterbalanced by the fact the universe it's set in is also fantastical, so you judge him less. While the Sherlock series is directly like, this is the real world, and this is a modern version of Sherlock Holmes existed in it. So you stare at Benedict Cumberbatch and you're like,
Yeah, no,
That's my opinion though.
It's fair.
I know a lot of people would counter me though, because
Almost everyone I've asked, they counter the other way. And for the longest time, I was like debating it, and I was sitting there, I'm like, dude, who do I really like better? And even though I said I don't want to judge it based on the content, I don't really have a favorite movie or favorite movies. But if I did, like if you held a gun to my head, the first thing that comes to mind is like the Sherlock Holmes movies.
They're so good.
They're so good. But that's like for numerous reasons. Just going off the characters alone, I don't know. There's just something that's so charming about him that even though I think the point of Sherlock is the TV show is to like look at him and case study him and see like he is not human.
100%.
He's
Especially the new
Yeah.
season. The new season's a perfect case study.
Yeah, he's not one of us. And there's some great quotes from the series that talk about this. But I think the movies just do such a better job of like involving him as a character.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, I don't know. I think Robert Downey Jr. kind of captures. You said Cumberbatch was a better example of him from the books. I kind of think Robert Downey Jr.
You think the whole like analysis of the fight scenes and like all that's traditional? Because
No, I guess not.
Yeah.
But I guess he has been stated to be like an excellent martial art or fencer?
pugilist, I think.
Yeah. So it's not an idea that's completely absurd. That
Sure.
the fact that like his hyper skills of deduction could be applied in that manner.
100%. I'm just saying, yeah. I agree both ways. Just to me, Cumberbatch portrays the like from the books of holed up inside of his apartment, on literally it's Baker Street still,
Yeah.
and he's like doing cocaine. There's drug dealers, and
Right.
Watson's this like gruff military guy. While Jude Law is very like playing, that makes sense. Who you like more as Watson? Jude Law or Martin
Jude
Freeman?
Law.
Yeah, I gotta go with Jude Law. Like Martin,
I love Martin Freeman.
he's phenomenal. Like I love him as an actor.
he's-
Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
I think
great in Civil War.
Exactly.
The thing is,
He's
they're the
great in Civil War.
perfect. They're both the perfect Watsons for the Sherlocks they're dealing with.
Exactly.
Because like Martin Freeman is so much more of just like he's like looking at Sherlock and being like, "What is wrong with you?" Like he's more like exactly how I feel as a viewer, where I'm just like, "What is this guy on about?" Like
Well,
I
that's
get
what his entire character was made for, was
Right.
to help the viewer understand this alien man.
exactly. He's the one that you're supposed
Again,
to.
Benedict Cumberbatch.
Yeah, I love those fucking memes. But no, exactly. It's a great point. And then you have Jude Law, who's just like, at the start of the first movie of Sherlock Holmes, it's like him getting on with his life. He's getting married and all that. Like he's like a normal person,
Yeah.
and he's trying to separate himself from this absurdity that is Sherlock Holmes. And I think they're just perfect in that way. That's I don't know. I like Jude Law.
Jude Law just like ruffles his facial hair.
Yeah.
Like he gets swept along in this cross country escapade.
I like Jude Law because it makes him feel like more of a duo. The fact that he can, when need be, like when he agrees to go along with Sherlock's antics, they're all for it. Like it's just they're the perfect team, and that's what it is. The series starts off at the beginning of the relationship, and the movies are like more towards the end. So it's an interesting idea, but
And I also say this as well. With the Sherlock TV series, I was more excited for it, especially the first 2 seasons. There's 4 now.
4's out. It's not on Netflix yet, which is usually where I just
I saw 4
Yeah.
on TV. Yeah. Okay. So the first 3 seasons, I guess, 2, 3. It made me a lot more excited because I'm used to reading the Sherlock Holmes book. So each
Right.
one is a different case, and but it's also kind of a look into analysis. The last season, not to spoil it, but it is basically just like a multi-part case study of Holmes and Freeman's and what's
Their
his name?
relationship?
Watson's
Watson's
relationship. Yeah, and it's just kind of like who is Sherlock Holmes? What's his past?
This
you
is
know?
4 you're talking about? Because I
Yeah.
felt like 3 did that too.
3 definitely does that. 4 is all that.
Okay.
It's literally like they go to more places than they've ever gone before. There's a lot more like cases per beat. There's just so
Really?
many. Yeah, there's some good filmmaking done, but in terms of what the series does, it's like okay, the first 3 were Sherlock Holmes, and now those last ones like this is a spy thriller starring Benedict Cumberbatch.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
I just have issues with it.
Shrode, you've seen both the series and the movies?
Yeah, I've seen both.
Yeah.
I think when it comes down to like who's the better Sherlock, it's just like who plays him personally, just less autistic.
Yeah, that's the fair. I can see the relation to that, and because I think that's very much the vibe he throws out there, because it's like so different, and we look at it to a degree in the way we do with a lot of more normal ways, like movies that are coming out now. It's like this kind of like separating the character from a human perspective kind of deal.
To word the autistic thing better, because I agree.
Yeah.
We don't want to be harmful with this because I feel like saying the word autistic.
Well, no. Sherlock's character is autistic.
Yeah.
Like-
that is defined like in the thing. Like the word wasn't existed then, but
I
that's
know.
the point of the new series. And
It
that's
just-
why it has so much
I
traction.
just want to clarify we don't mean that in a harmful way.
Yeah, it's
No,
not
sure.
derogatory.
Of course.
It's the fact of its his
But
analysis
to clarify
characteristic.
that, I agree with it in the sense that they do not make any qualms in the Sherlock series to try to make Sherlock likable. And what's making everyone like him is, oh, haha, he's so quirky and he is horrible at human. He's a little alien,
Yeah.
right? While in the movie, it's like he's a dude that's like really, really smart and he's over everybody and he lives a totally different life than the rest of us. But like he's still a guy. He's just so smart he chooses not to be one of us. While the Sherlock series, like even if Sherlock tried, he wouldn't be. And also that kind of ties into like in the last season of they make it almost seem as if Sherlock had no chance of being a normal human being.
Yeah.
As we're nearing the end of this topic, I wanted to bring up a few other things.
Sure.
Outside just this Sherlock, the Robert Downey Jr. movies and the Benedict Cumberbatch show, there are a bunch of other Sherlock adaptations, and there are billions of them, and a bunch of other people who played Sherlock, the character. I haven't actually been that big a fan of either the movie or the TV show.
Really?
I mean, I just can't get into the TV show. I just have a hard time paying attention, and the movies I just never really went to see.
Okay.
But one, Mr. Holmes, Sir Ian McKellen.
Right.
That was a very interesting movie.
Yeah.
It was a little tough, but emotionally,
There was
it makes me sad to see him be such an old man.
No, for sure.
But it's so interesting though, like to see all the different adaptations and to see like where they depict him and like his age and like what point of his the career and the life and all that. And I love that. Like, there's been the animated series. Was it
Yeah,
an animated series or a
series, for sure.
movie?
It's been everything.
Yeah, it really has.
The
Sherlock
be-
Holmes, the anime.
Oh, I'd
Well,
watch
I
that.
mean,
Where is it?
Conan.
I know, right? Can we please, though, talk about the Sherlock Holmes Crimes and Punishment video games?
Okay.
Which are some of the best games.
Actually,
I haven't played
no,
any.
I had it for PlayStation Plus as one of the free games of the month, and I really enjoyed
It's
it.
a fun game.
It's so fun.
Also, in the realm of games for Sherlock, to kind of relate back to Evan's topic, the best Sherlock Holmes spinoff, Nancy Drew.
Yeah, I'm going to bring her up.
I was gonna say Nancy Drew is a character, and the Nancy Drew web games,
Oh, yeah.
where it was basically a Sherlock Holmes quest, and you had to like break yourself out of a burning house or discover a thing.
Nancy Drew.
Sherlock Holmes has to be like appreciated for the fact that it set up a like.
It's on mythos.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's so cool how it can cross between the supernatural. You can do like Sherlock Holmes vs. Cthulhu is like a thing that exists, and it's so good because it works because it's like it's London and it's set during that Victorian time period.
Yep.
So it's like there's weird steampunky people and there's cults and there's mystical people, but there's also technology and Cthulhu's coming and Sherlock Holmes has to try to figure out how to stop this supernatural cult from like summoning this demon. I'm like, Guy Ritchie, you know, after doing Arthur, make it, man.
Also, Elementary.
All right.
Elementary.
Oh, yeah.
Miller as Sherlock Holmes.
Who's Watson?
I don't know her name.
Oh, let me look it up.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, Watson's portrayed by a woman in that one. I haven't seen any of Elementary, but none of the trailers or anything has inclined me to watch it. It's just there's nothing. I'm not trying to judge it by its cover, but like nothing from the trailers spoke
Lucy
to me
Liu.
like.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Lucy
Lucy Liu's in
Liu.
And I'm also like, I've been, throughout this entire topic, the reason I've been so silent is I've been trying to rack my brain to remember this one movie.
What's that?
It's an older movie, I can't remember the title of it. And it's not even about Sherlock. It's about like, not even Mycroft. It's like his brother. Or like,
Okay.
Mycroft's brother or Sherlock's
No,
brother?
Sherlock.
Yeah.
It was like his brother or someone, his rival. And it was like about this guy, it was like a comedy movie. And it was really old. I'm pretty sure it was black and white.
Okay.
And I just can't remember the title of the
Young Sherlock.
Why are you so esoteric?
I think it is. I can't look it up.
Sherlock.
I can't find
I
it.
mean, Young Sherlock's a Buster Keaton film.
Yeah,
that's what
I was gonna
thinking.
say like.
Or
That's
but
what I was thinking. Young
Yeah,
Sherlock.
he's not.
But
It's no, that's him thinking
that he is a detective. Yeah.
Yeah. Isn't that the one where he falls asleep in the movie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
that was
Yeah,
on
I
movie theater.
love that one. It's actually my favorite.
no,
those are great.
Junior.
I thought it was- I was
Sherlock
getting-
Jr.
Sherlock Jr.
It's
Yeah,
his
yeah, yeah.
son. There it is.
Sherlock Jr. Yeah, okay.
I've been trying to remember.
That's what it
this
was.
so
Yeah.
hard.
All right. This will be a topic of mine at a later date. Let's wrap this one up. Who do you think's the better British series, Sherlock Holmes or James Bond?
Sherlock Holmes has had a better longevity. Like, it's survived since the steampunk era when...
Oh, okay. When you say series, you're not just comparing the movie series to the TV series.
No,
You're just
I'm
talking about
the franchise, the brand and
the
franchise
Okay.
of.
Oh. Well, the more popular one is probably James Bond, but my personal favorite, and I can't see why it's losing to James Bond's necessarily, besides, like, I guess all the, like, explosions, sex, spy stuff. But Sherlock Holmes, by far, I always enjoy almost any adaptation.
The Guy Ritchie movies did really well in theater,
So
which is why I'm so
good.
excited to see his King Arthur adaptation. Have you seen the
Oh,
trailer?
no, yeah, I haven't seen the trailer. I heard about it. And
Oh, I
was
haven't
like,
seen
you
the
gotta
trailer
be
for
kidding
it.
me.
After this,
I'm
let me
so
guys watch
excited.
it.
I
It's so
love Authority. Oh, my God. I'm
But,
I'm so pumped.
I mean, to
Last
me,
thoughts?
I'd also compare the book sales or like the number of books made.
Right.
Let's think about how much Sherlock Holmes had.
I know.
4 or 5.
Yeah, I mean, there's a bunch of short stories like written in essays
Yeah.
and stuff,
But
but
like by the original author. you
sure,
know.
sure,
Yeah.
Ian Fleming had like 7 or 8.
yeah.
Sure.
I mean, Sir Arthur Conan Doyle was also messing around
Yeah.
with like weird stuff.
Yeah,
I-
no, once he killed Sherlock in like his original
14,
series,
I'm sorry.
everybody was so
Jeez.
upset. They
Flipped
flipped shit.
He's like, oh.
So he was like, okay, well, I'll write a play, I guess.
Bring,
He lives.
bring him back to life.
He lives.
Bring him back.
Yeah.
I lied. The best British series is Harry Potter.
Oh, yeah.
I was-
I'm sorry, you have to give it.
Yeah.
Last, I know we're like right at time, but I just want to see, what do you think best thing that Robert Downey Jr. Sherlock does, and the best thing that Benedict Cumberbatch Sherlock does? Like, it just,
Oh.
whether it's like an artistic choice by the director, writing, whatever, just like, what do you think? I personally, it's the analytics of like during the fight scenes for Robert Downey Jr. Like, it's just done so well, like especially in the second movie where they totally turn it on you in the last bit.
Yep.
Blew my mind.
Oh, yeah.
I was just like, I wasn't
100%.
ready for this. Why?
No, it was all building up to that.
Oh,
and then,
it's
and then
good.
in a similar vein, I think the best part of the Sherlock series is Benedict Cumberbatch's fast dialogue of like breaking
Oh,
down,
okay.
breaking
So like
down
when he actually
somebody's.
explains it to like the normal people.
Yeah, breaking down like what
Fair.
he's seeing in his deductive mode of like, oh, obviously because you didn't shave today, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Or his like,
I can tell Matt's a fan. I was looking
I
back at Matt's
get so
repertoire,
happy.
I'm
I
like-
get so happy, and I'm excited. And I'm a little turned on, and it's just all great.
And with that,
All right, let's continue.
great topic, Emily.
okay, it's story time, kids.
Oh.
Gather around.
Tuck me in, I'm ready.
So to clarify, last week, we've each of us is going to be doing a personal story on this podcast. Episode 3, Matt did his personal story about getting kidnapped.
I
So here in episode 4, Emily's going to do her little personal anecdote.
Okay, I was very well liked in high school. Still
Brag
am
about
very
it.
well liked.
I can concur.
You know National Honor Society?
Yeah.
How
Wasn't
like
part of it, but yeah.
yeah, every
Unfortunately, I was part of it.
Bill really
Right.
chose not to be.
every
Too much work.
every year the juniors who have like those 4.0 GPAs or above,
Mm-hmm.
they get invited to this secret society, and
I lit a candle.
I did too. It was scary. There was a lot of fire in that room.
Yeah.
That's kind of sketchy.
No, sorry, not to cut you off, but they literally hold up like a candle, and it's like, this is the candle of education and truth, lit since Thomas Paine, who was the founder of our organization, the Thomas Paine of common sense. And you're like, what? All right, sorry.
They never told us that.
Really?
I don't think our school sponsor for that even knew that.
Really?
Oh my goodness.
Our principal was just like, let's hand out the candles. And we'll light one, and then everybody will just like pass on the flame, and it'll be
Pass it around.
unity, you know. And I was like, we're like in this theater that's like over capacity already, and it just doesn't help that we're all like squeezed up against each other trying to be in like a line, but there's just so many of us because I went to a really smart school, so we all have like over 4.0 GPAs, which is highly
Bragging
competitive. It was hard. I almost didn't get into UT.
Jesus.
So we're all scrunched together, and we have these flames, actual fire,
Bunch of
and like
kids
hot
holding
wax
fire.
is dripping on us. And it takes so fucking long to get the fire all around so that we can all blow it out at the same time. It's just dumb, but not what I'm talking about right here now. It's like that because we're all initiated at junior year when everyone's like, frick, I need like officer positions. I need to fill up my college resume, and like. I know that I was like the vice president of my entire class of like 1,000 kids. I was also the president of No Place for Hate. I was one of the big leaders in my theater department.
Oh my goodness.
I was vice president of the environmental club.
I almost didn't get into UT.
She says.
I mean, I'm just hearing this. I'm thinking about what I was in. I was in the reading club.
Oh.
Wasn't really that.
Evan, did your school have a Pokemon club?
I was going to make one.
My school had one. 300 members.
This is dedication.
They had to shut it down because every kid in the school shut up. Oh, class of 5,000, but still.
Oh my goodness.
I'm sorry. For those who can't see what's happening, my mouth is agape.
All right, so continuing.
My eyes are wide.
There's more. I was in student council, of course. I was on the superintendent's committee, which was like, I was like hand-picked by like me and like 10 other kids were on this committee that the superintendent of the district would come talk to us and be like, how can we get minorities involved? And it was fun. And then there's president's council as well. So naturally, my college resume isn't filled enough.
Sure.
So I was going for an officer position. I was going for reporter. You know, the lowest rank, just like would have to put in the least amount of work, but would probably, if elected, end up doing the most amount of work because that's how I am. And I decided for my campaign, I needed to have a theme.
Of course.
My theme was Drake. At the time, do you remember Drake's album, If You're Reading This, It's Too Late?
Yeah.
I put up posters all over the school saying, if you're reading this, vote Shrode. But that wasn't it. I had variety in my posters. Because all over another part of the school was posters of my face, like my profile with clouds. Like his first album, Nothing Was Ever the Same. So I wrote like NHS wasn't the same. And then the most iconic poster of all time, running through the 6 with my Shrode.
Right.
If I was popular already,
You're making me groan internally.
it's genius.
I feel the bile rising from my stomach, you know?
I respect it, but also it's just giving me PTSD of all like the anytime any school event was coming up and they'd do something similar to it. Mm-hmm. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Wild,
No,
right?
It makes sense that she was in student council because I feel like every kind of person that's in student council,
Yes.
every school, is like that. Of like, I'm gonna do a pun on a pop culture thing.
Whoa, they
It'll
don't
be
see
great.
it coming.
Right.
No, it's totally understandable.
You also went as Pitbull for.
Oh yeah, no. For homecoming week, we had different dress-up days every week, for the whole week. And on Wednesday, it was Worldwide Wednesday, and I was like, I'm gonna see so much cultural appropriation at my school, and I don't want to participate in any of that. But I had the greatest idea ever. What better way to be worldwide than to be Mr. Worldwide?
Damn.
And I dressed up as Pitbull, the bald cap,
Do you want a goatee?
I used my stage makeup to make a little goatee for me.
So,
Respect.
completely off topic, I'm sorry, I don't want to steal your spotlight. But you remind me of the dress-up days in my high school. Back in band class, you know, there's always that superhero day. Everyone has it. But
Wait. Tell me.
Superhero?
Wait. Shrode, Ethan, who did Evan dress up as for superhero
No,
day?
it's not about what I dressed up as. It's about what the people in my band class who made it awkward dressed up as.
Oh god, wait. Oh god, what's the most awkward? Aquaman?
No.
Barnacle Boy.
Those
Okay.
incest
So-
people from Pokemon,
Here's the deal.
the villains, that brother and
This is my
sister.
band class. We were
James.
practicing that day, right?
They're not siblings, are they?
We were practicing that day. There's this little tiny girl. She walks in dressed up as Jesus.
Oh.
And it's
That's
just-
tasty.
And then this slime ball of a man, I believe he goes here to UT now if he hasn't graduated already,
Right.
dresses up as Hugh Hefner.
Both modern day superheroes.
Modern day superheroes.
Oh
and just
my
like
goodness.
the atmosphere of that room
I bet.
was tense.
I bet.
Between like the staring contest and like just like
Oh my goodness.
the refusal to talk,
Right.
like acknowledge what's going on.
I'm so glad I went.
I don't know. Return to what we were talking about. I'm sorry.
What other things did I
So
do?
did you win?
No, I didn't win. That was dumb.
What?
Okay, I lost to this one guy who was in the IB program. You know, he was a DJ. You know those guys at your high school that are like, yo, I'm also a DJ.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And so like DJs all like the school events, like the homecoming carnival.
Sure.
Homecoming, homecoming.
We had one of those.
Yeah, we had a carnival
parade.
at lunch.
Well, we had both, yeah.
Bracket.
Yeah, we had a parade. We had the blackout
Wow,
rally.
we got robbed then. Oh
Yeah.
wait, we might have had a carnival.
I had a parade. That's about it.
We might have had a carnival.
We had a blackout
Yo.
rally where we all like went around the track like with our like student organization banners.
Really?
Yeah,
And
we had floats, and
Oh.
we also did bonfire.
Yeah, we had floats. And
oh,
we
you can't
went,
do that
like,
in Texas. It's too
We like
dry.
put down all the like all the traffic around our school and just parade
Yeah.
around the entire.
Yeah, we did that, and then at the end of the night, which is great being part of the football team, we do a bonfire of an effigy of the other team's other school's
I feel
mascot.
like that's a hate crime.
It's not a hit. That's the point of it, though. Is like get over yourself.
It's
Also,
different in England.
Yeah, it's way different in England.
know.
We're all part of the same.
It's America,
University.
PC culture.
Yeah, that's what I think is so stupid. Is A, it's not safe here or whatever, but B, like, do you know how much of a cool high school experience it is?
I like the air quotes on. It's not safe here. It's like your little air quotes. I'm sorry, you guys can't see me doing the air quotes very emphatically.
If you're done. The best part about the bonfire was like getting funnel cake, chilling with your friends after a whole day of celebration. I had the unfortunate position of being part of the band and the football team, so it was at
So
homecoming.
did you have to beat yourself up like after
Basically.
school?
Basically, my best friend Robert and I would have to like exchange punches with each other. But it was a great moment of during the thing because at the end of the parade they'd call the football team. We all line up based off of number and position, whatever, and we have to go run over, play with the band, introduce the varsity team, and then run back over and be part of the freshman team. So like put your trumpet down, run over, hey yeah, wave, go back over, play the national anthem. It was the worst. So you didn't win.
Please stop repeating that. I won a lot of other things.
Yeah, clearly. Jeez.
So how was your tenure at NHS? Like, did you do a lot of volunteering?
Yeah. Well, I was also in a thing called National Charity League, which is a cult for white women, white suburban women.
Yeah.
It's awful, and it's a story for another day. But I was able to like double up on hours.
Right. Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
No, that was pretty much one of those things of at the end of the year, senior year, because you stop caring.
Yeah, everyone's like
hours.
rushing for hours.
I'd run to a wrestling coach and be like, can you just sign this and not look at it? Like, you gave me 50 hours here. Just don't look at it. He's like, yeah, you're good.
Oh, like
whatever."
you get your friends who have moms who are teachers, and they like forge signatures that like
100%.
you tutored people,
Yeah.
but like you have rehearsal every day after school, so you can't really go tutor people.
Yeah.
What all did NHS do for your school, by the way?
Well, made a mess.
Uh-huh.
Smart.
It was just a messy organization.
I was gonna ask because I feel like schools have like 3 different categories. There's either the NHS school, right, where it's like NHS takes over a lot of the roles of
No, student
like,
council. You're a student council school.
There's the student council schools, and then there's the third alternative branch. And the problem was my school was that where there was this organization called Leadership. So it wasn't student government. No one knew where student government was, and it was, except our president. We called him. Anyway, it's a story for a different day.
Democratic schools that you guys go to.
And then England, man, and then the other, and then NHS was its own little cult that only like helped itself out. Leadership was interesting because you could only get in if you had below a 3.5. And and NHS hated this organization because the teacher who started it, she was all about inclusivity and stuff like that. Was like part of all of these like anti-hate groups and stuff like that. And like her husband's like a Vietnam vet. She's a draft dodger, whatever. Her family's draft dodgers, and she's like super on that like culture, like hippie culture and everything. And she started Leadership because she's like, why is it fair that only the top GPA earners in this school can join NHS? So she intentionally Leadership, so only people with a certain level below. So it was all like the avid kids, who were like in there, and it was the most annoying thing.
They
like,
ran your school?
They ran my school, and that's where we had the worst. The ones that were put on by student government, put on by NHS were great, but the ones put on by Leadership, it was like the epitome of the participation sticker event. Where it was like you gave the event a participation, like you tried making an event, like you brought the inflatable bouncy castle, even though we're all high schoolers. You brought like a really garbage food truck to here, like you tried, but
This blows my mind.
What?
I had none of this.
Really?
There was the only leadership in my school was all adults.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
And the only events we ever had, prom.
prom. You didn't even have like a relay for life or a homecoming or a...
Yeah, we had homecoming.
Did you have a turkey trot?
Oh, turkey trot.
I love those.
There's one in
What are you
the...
guys talking
Yeah,
about?
what
What are these words?
What? Yeah.
I love how geographically we didn't go anywhere near each other to school. Yeah, we have the same exact events.
No, well, the thing is, like, there was one, like, in a, like, north of, like, my town.
Right.
And theater would go and volunteer there and cheer on the people who were
Are
running.
you aware of the turkey trot, Evan?
I mean, I saw this turkey trot in Austin.
You seen Run Chicken Run or whatever, Chicken Run?
Yeah, Chicken Run.
The Mel Gibson movie.
Chicken Run, man.
I love that animation like group, you know.
Honestly, Chicken Little.
Evan, you went to school in Houston.
I went to school in Houston.
What school?
Sci-Fair.
Oh, okay.
It's kind of
Are all three of you Houston people?
basically.
Well, Shrode's been all over, so she's been to like you've been to England, you've been.
High school in Texas, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Texas
In Houston.
or where?
In Houston.
In Houston.
Houston.
Which school?
Don't want to give away my location.
Fair enough.
All right.
Fair enough.
But it rhymed with Line
Oh yeah,
Doke.
I remember where you went.
Got it.
or Klein Coke.
Got it.
You said
Klein
the
Oak?
Klein Boke.
You're just saying the first word, just straight up. But yeah, I went to Sci-Fair. It's a big school in at least Cypress area.
No, yeah, it is. It's just there's so many there's a few different
I have family in
side something
Cyprus.
schools.
I have family in Cyprus now.
Everyone has family in Cypress.
I guess so.
Yeah. I am my family in
Everyone
Cyprus.
honestly does. Like, I swear to God, I don't know how it's possible.
It's just Texas culture. You know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
so bizarre.
Just Texas
Once
culture,
you move
waka
to
waka.
Texas- Once you're in Texas, you suddenly have family in Cyprus. You know?
Yeah. All right.
Lord, okay.
Great story, Shrode.
Thanks.
Fantastic
Glad
topic.
y'all enjoyed it.
A lot of high school reminiscing.
Really.
Oh yeah.
All right. So I'm rounding this out here, taking us home. Stand-up comedy.
Oh.
So I just a little bit of a preface here. I kind of want to focus on who our favorite stand-up comedians are and why, but we can talk about the genre in general. What brought this up was one of our favorite Austin bookstores, Brave New Books, just shut down their Guadalupe location. They moved. There's a bunch of new places now they're moving to, but they don't have like their traditional in the basement place. But they put on every Friday. All the local Austin comedians would come by. Like, this isn't just like people from the organization. There's like people in Austin stand up who like go like last comedian standing competition, etc. And they go put on a free show, free pizza, free beer, awesome event. And Sho and I would show up every single Friday.
Every
and we
Friday.
and we go watch free stand up comedy, and we'd experience the culture. We'd like one night the room would love it, it'd be packed. One night the room would be packed, but everyone hated it. Like, it just, the entire atmosphere of stand up is like, we live for it. And now it's moving locations, it's further away now, it's less frequent, and we're kind of upset about it. But thinking about this, I want to talk about...
Someone else did that.
Our favorite comedians.
Yes.
Yeah. Also, let's just acknowledge Matt just threw a fucking water bottle across the
Throw and drop
Yeah.
are two different
But
verbs.
the thing is, Ethan, you asked us to post our favorite comedians and some clips.
I did.
And after everyone's clips went up, it kind of shocked me how everyone, like, you could tell what kind of person. And every
Yeah,
comedian
it made
posted
complete sense.
basically just described who we are.
Yep.
So,
Yeah.
Ethan, is it okay if we go down, just like say
ahead.
who we posted?
Go ahead.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I posted Dimitri Martin, Mitch Hedberg.
I only posted one. There's a few other comedians I like, but I'm a huge supporter of Bo Burnham.
That makes so much
Yeah.
sense.
It's so much sense.
Oh, that fits you,
It
Matt.
does. I completely agree.
I did Chris Rock, Jerry Seinfeld, and Bill Hicks.
Okay, that.
Conspiracy theorist Bill Hicks.
I did Amy Schumer.
Stop.
I'm kidding.
Stop.
I did Mike Birbiglia. Amy Schumer's trash.
Yeah.
Everyone hates her.
And the leather special is disgusting.
Really quickly, we were staying the night. We're not gonna give context here because it's touchy, but I just feel like this is necessary to say. We were spending the night at somebody's house this last Monday because of something that went on, and like, he's doing us a favor. Like, he went out of kind of his heart, drove down to campus to go pick us up and let us stay the night. And then like we were sitting on the couch and we were just trying to figure out what we were gonna watch, kill the time, to went to bed on Netflix. And I was like, "Oh, look, Amy Schumer," and he looked at us dead serious. "If you play the leather special, I'm kicking you out of my place." And I'm like, all right, that's not that Amy Schumer is.
Oh my god.
I'm kind of surprised.
That our friend Tiger was like, "You're
I'm
out."
surprised. I might
The
have
nicest
taken
guy.
I love him.
Yeah.
The most tolerant guy.
Yeah, he was like, "No Amy Schumer in my house."
That's his one thing.
Love him. Love that guy.
But that is an astute observation, Evan. I didn't even realize he pointed out, like, it makes so much sense that Matt likes Bo Burnham.
Really, I'm the
And it went
most.
through.
I'm the most bizarre, obvious one.
like I've seen his specials and like they're funny, but it's just like
Fucking brilliant.
the fact that you're the one who posted them
Yeah, absolutely.
just describes you.
For sure, absolutely. What
And I
is
mean-
one of my what and Make Happy are some of the best hours I've spent watching the screen. Fucking phenomenal. Because he's not just a comedian. Like it's like me and my friend have had this debate. We don't even think he's a comedian
He's a
at times.
performer.
He's a performer,
He's a
right?
performer.
Like honestly, because he's a musician and all that. But it's the fact. I don't know. Have you seen What?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the fact that it's the way he integrates it, and it's just like all like every beat matters.
Everything's planned. For sure.
Everything's
It's-
planned, and it's brilliant. Like
It's so orchestrated.
like the ending of that, the first time I saw it, my mouth was like, my jaw was on the ground, and then like looking back, I'm like, that's such a simple thing to do. Like that doesn't really take anything that brilliant. It's just the ideas that he incorporated into it. His jokes are phenomenal, all that.
As a technician, I would like to just point out his lighting.
Right.
Like the lighting design it's incredible.
He's
Great.
everything about it. It's
I
a
mean-
fucking auteur of a performance. It's fucking amazing.
How old is he?
So I don't know how old he is.
Come on,
He's
come on.
20. Wait, if I take a guess, 24, 25. He had his first Comedy Central hour-long special when he was 19.
26.
Yeah.
26. Okay.
Very close.
I was like, he was performing at the Improv
Yeah.
when
Yeah,
he was
dude,
17.
He's so huge.
Yeah.
Like he's
Yeah.
he's like Kevin Hart for like young white kids.
Yeah.
Like,
Really.
Yeah, I saw him live. The only time I saw him live was March of my senior year,
Right.
and it was his Make Happy thing. And even though I saw him live and it was great, I love it and all that. I thoroughly enjoy Make Happy more watching it like on Netflix though, because it's
Yeah.
just like it's been edited a little bit better and it just works better that way.
so do you enjoy other kind of stand-up comedy, or would you say that you enjoy Bo Burnham's the most because it is this like pure entertainment spectacle?
I enjoy stand-up comedy. I'm not a huge, I wouldn't say I'm a huge critic of it, or
Sure.
I've seen a whole lot. I've seen a few different guys, more mainstream, more likely I've seen it.
Right.
It's just, Bo to me, he's a genius. Like, it's like, he's taken this simple idea of getting up on stage and telling jokes for an hour, and he's incorporated music, he's incorporated all kinds of editing and lighting techniques.
I mean, I won't go far as say he's the first person to do that.
No, for
But
sure.
he's just-
I was gonna say every
Like-
single comedic act of the '70s. That was like
That
their
was,
bit.
like,
Like
their
Steve Martin has a guitar up there, like making fun anti-war songs. and
banjo.
stuff.
Absolutely. No,
Right.
for sure. Not saying that at all. It's
Weird
just
Al
the fact
Yankovic with his
he's-
accordion.
he's just brought it all together, and he keeps always, every time I see his new special, it's like, wow, I never would have thought of that, and he's got like a whole hour bit about it.
He's definitely relevant for today too, like
Yeah,
for the
sure.
current generation. Evan, defend your people, because
All right.
Matt did a pretty good job defending Bo
So,
Burnham.
Dimitri Martin, first off, okay, I still also have trouble defining him as stand-up, too.
Right.
Because it's like, sometimes when you watch his bits, you don't know if it's for a TED Talk or for...
Right.
But interesting things with... Is that the
Good
show?
point.
Interesting Things with Dimitri Martin. Love that show. It's so funny. It's just... He just says, like, two things. It's like, oh... This is funny. It's just like just changes them around. It's just
Yeah.
like
For sure.
playing with the words and concepts in your head. It's just like it's really interesting and like it makes your brain work.
Mm-hmm.
But it's also simple things that you can just laugh at easily too.
It's definitely smart, but like it's
Yeah.
the writing is smart.
The writing is smart, and it's just like he tiptoes the line between actually just being an interesting person and being a funny person.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of his bits are really good. He's the only person I actually have a comedy album of.
Really.
Yeah, Dimitri Martin, stand-up comedian. It's a great album. But I also posted Mitch Hedberg.
Interesting, yeah.
Oh, he's wonderful. Everything he says is extremely quotable. It's like his entire stand-up is just quotes.
Yeah.
Right.
Just 1 to 2 cents bits, and they're all extremely hilarious, even if they take like a second to think about in my head,
Sure, sure.
It's just phenomenal. And it's like, he goes up there, he doesn't even have his eyes open. He's just like, drearily just like kind of waving around, just saying things. Like, it is like, clearly he's like under the effects of like a lot of like drugs or alcohol, and he's just like slurring out these like incredibly smart things,
So what's funny to me is I'm actually proud of the fact. I mean, Bo Burnham, for people who know him, it seems kind of normy or whatever. But in all actuality, like most people don't know who he is. Like even though he's incredibly popular in the
Yeah.
scene, it's only for like our demographic. So as I say, I was impressed no one put like a really normie one up there. And if anything, mine seemed the most normie. Like I would think mine the most normie, but I realized I'm like, people our generation don't listen to like Chris Rock. They
No.
they only know
Or
it from
Jerry
Madagascar.
Seinfeld.
I found it interesting that you put Chris Rock.
I
don't know.
love
I was just
Chris
like
Rock is
interesting.
great.
Chris Rock's
Yeah.
comedy is some of the best stuff out there, and what's interesting about my specifically the two that are still alive, but out of my three is, this is a topic of a different day, but 2 out of 3 of these people, one can't perform because he's dead, but the other 2 comedians don't perform stand-up on college campuses anymore because it's considered too offensive for college students. They're considered, and it's so things. I grew up on this stuff. I grew up on watching these guys, watching Joe Rogan, watching David Cross. Like, I adore David Cross is responsible for so many people's Sarah Silverman's career, right? Like all these other people's career who then are responsible for people like Amy Schumer to crop up or whatever. And I'm like, you watch these people, and like, it's for me that's just comedy. That's whatever. Yeah. And then nowadays I'll play a clip, and it's like, Chris Rock uses the N-word a lot, like, and like people don't laugh at what he's saying. I'm like, he's the one who like the thing you're enjoying right now, like the Amy Schumer special you watched, and for some reason, or you're watching Girls, like Leon Dunham, whatever. Like that isn't possible without a direct trace of him saying this edgy at the time thing. Yeah, whatever. And what I think I like about Chris Rock and Jerry Seinfeld is I think they aged the best out of that era. Like I adore 80s and 90s Adam Sandler. I adore Adam Sandler's stand-up where he's just like the things people hate about him in his movies work so well for an hour-long special because he just goes up there and he's pure energy and nonsense, and like he was just so young and youthful, and he was so like funny and whatever. But like some of his stuff doesn't really age well because it's him just making fun of like boy bands and whatever. Yeah. Well, like a Jerry Seinfeld thing. Jerry Seinfeld is the master comedian to me. He is just a master of observation, a master of everyday thing. Like everyone makes fun of him, like what's the deal with airline food? But like it's a thing. It's like everyone at some point has come into contact with airline peanuts, that like nasty freeze dried airline food. You're like, what's up with that? You know, whatever. Or like just him, his bits that he does that are just so universal. And like we talked about his show before and how great Seinfeld of a show it is. But what makes the show great, part of it is the fact that he put in bits of his stand-up there, and you're like, it sets up the precipice for this kind of episode. And you can't have Louis C.K. without Jerry Seinfeld. Like you directly cannot have, who a lot of people love. Everyone's like, oh, Louis C.K. is a lot more appropriate, even though for some reason, like I watched Louis C.K.'s new special, and it baffles me that people are like, Dave Chappelle's new special is offensive, even though literally Louis' new bit, part of his 2017 special is him doing blackface and yellowface, going, oh yes, I am Chinese. He goes, yeah, I love stereotypes because the impressions are so fun to do. By the way, I voted for Hillary, haha, you know? And everyone's like, I love Louis. Louis so funny. I'm like, literally, he spent the first half of it doing like, hey, want to meet the nice man? Oh yeah, brother. And I'm like, what do you want about? But so besides a little gripe, I do like Louis. I do like Louis' show, but any of these modern people performing today are impossible. But I'm just glad no one put like Jim Gaffigan.
Yeah. I mean, like a few things, like
I have seen Jim Gaffigan like live.
He's fun.
Like a really good special, Live at the Purple Onion, Zach Galifianakis. Great special.
For sure.
I mean, like I won't go as far as say he's my favorite comedian, but like it's really enjoyable. And it's like a pleasant auditory experience. Mm-hmm. Just him like calmly like saying drunkenly while playing some piano and just like some weird things.
I do think it's interesting also to note the difference between some people have fantastic specials and other people are just better stand-up comedians.
Yeah, sure.
Like, like I think Louis does that, like where he's like fantastic specials, but like bit to bit, like he's notorious for going up there and he'll use horrible. He'll roast people. He'll also just do horrible jokes in the beginning to see if people laugh at it. And if they're willing to laugh at his worst jokes, he'll start just using his bad set because like, oh, this is easy crowd. Yeah. Well, if he goes up there and bombs his first 5 minutes, like, good, these people have a comedy standard, and he'll start pulling out like the good content. But I find that like incredible. Like, wow, like that's weird. Yeah. Like if someone's paying that much money for a ticket, like you'd think he put his best out, but he reads the room. But I don't know. It's for me, stand-up comedy is like, the hour-long specials are art form. You know, it's completely like it's a form of its own. Mm-hmm. It's certain people do it well. Like I think, and that's the reason I put Chris Rock and Jerry Seinfeld and Bill Hicks on, is because there's an age to it of you can't be too topical. Like Joe Rogan, I enjoyed when they came out, but if you go back to Rogan's 2005 special, he's like, man, the Iraq War is really rough, man. Bush is so stupid. Oh man, like when's marijuana gonna be legalized here in California so I can smoke it? Like you watch his podcast now and he's smoking marijuana, and you're like, okay, this is less funny because it's like we've heard a million weed jokes. And that's the other thing too, is if you're too good, it's not going to seem cool anymore. So, like, Steve Martin, Richard Pryor, like, the legend, or George Carlin, where you're like, these guys are legends. I feel like I have to preface it sometimes. Like, this will sound like, oh man, that's so. What's the word for it?
Trite.
Yeah, try or like.
Cliche.
Yeah, cliche. That's the word for it. Like it's so cliche, and I'm like, he made this. Like he is the cliche.
That's why like it's hard to read Shakespeare sometimes. It's just cliche.
Exactly.
Like
Because everyone's quoted them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Emily, you haven't talked about your comedian.
Yeah, I have not. Well, I said Amy Schumer first, so I feel like I have to defend her
Please
a little
don't.
bit, but I have
Please don't.
nothing.
Let's just not
I
talk
have,
about that.
listen, I have nothing. I cannot, as a woman, I cannot defend her.
Okay.
But I have Mike Birbiglia. Mike Birbiglia, he's a little bit, I don't know if y'all watched like season 3 of Orange is the New Black, but he had a small part in that where he played the guy that eventually quit.
I was looking at some of his film work and stuff like that. I didn't see Orange is the New Black on there. I didn't know that. I saw...
It was a small part. Yeah. He has a Sleepwalk with Me, which is...
That's what I saw.
I think it's because he sleepwalks. He has like on stage he'll do this like really funny bit of like his alter ego, Sleepy Carl, where in college he had like this 8 a.m. class, and he was like, my friend Sleepy Carl wasn't having it. He's just like that awesome friend that encourages you to do like really bad things.
No, the bit that you shared with us, I truly enjoyed. I don't know what it was. I think to narrow it down, I think it was his delivery.
It was when he was, his
delivery, it's so great because it's like he abuses the fact like when the audience is taking that second to like laugh it all out, and that most comedians just give it a second for the room to breathe and stuff. He kind of just adds on to it and makes it so much better where he's like, I know, right? He's like, I'm in the
future too. I know this is horrible. Like, I think the most quotable thing from that special is he's like moving into his apartment for the first time, and he's carrying this like bed up, and the lady that lives there just like lets him in, and she's like, I know you're not a rapist because a rapist wouldn't have that kind of bed. And he doesn't, for like, what do you say to that? But I think the best thing to say to that is, you'd be surprised, which is what he said.
So funny.
It's just...
So, we're running a little on time, but like last little point here, I guess, is that...
I want to play a little game.
What's that?
It was just like, you guys know that from my comedy choices, I like one-liners.
Sure.
So I just want to play a game, which is Mitch, which is Dimitri.
Okay.
I'm going to give you 2 different
Who's
one-liners.
Mitch?
Mitch Hedberg.
The other comedian, yeah.
All right, I'll give you 2 one-liners, and I'll just let you guys guess which one's which, all right?
Uh-huh.
Easy.
Okay.
Easy.
I used to play sports. Then I realized you can buy trophies. Now I'm good at everything.
Okay.
All right, I'll give you the second quote, and I'll let you guys decide which one's which. All right? My friend asked me if I wanted a frozen banana. I said no, but I want a regular banana later. So, yeah.
The banana one is Dimitri Martin.
Yeah, the second one is Dimitri.
First one's Mitch.
Yeah.
You guys are wrong.
Really?
Other way around.
Really?
Damn it.
Really?
It's crazy.
I love them both, though.
Yeah, no, those are great lines. Yeah, just wrapping up point, I guess. I want to have this be a later topic. Just a comedy actor, like a normal comedy actor, right? Like if you put like Ryan Gosling's done a lot of comedy lately, right? Because he's just an actor. Comedy acting versus stand-up comedy versus sketch are so different. And it's
Tell me
so
about
funny.
it.
It's so funny how they don't interact with each other. Like if you put Chevy Chase, one of the best sketch comedians out there, like at his time, on the stage to do stand-up, he'd bomb, and you put him in film, and he's great, he's okay, not as good as a sketch, but he's like, right? So I want to topic at some point about like, Seinfeld carried so well into TV because he's playing himself. Chris Rock is a great voice actor and does acting and blah, blah, blah. Like, a lot of stand-up comedians have success in the other 2 realms. David Cross did stand-up comedy.
Kevin Hart,
exactly.
Stand-up to feature length.
He's a multi-million star,
Another example of that. Guilford Godfrey, his stand-up is garbage. I cannot stand it. I was like, who is...
What? What are you talking? Aladdin. All right.
Didn't he say that? Joke. Yeah, didn't he say that one thing about Japan, and then Affleck was like, "We gotta let you go."
Man, jeez.
All right. So with that fun little note, thanks so much for watching. Thanks for joining us. been a lovely time having you here.
Always a blast.
Next week
Come
is
back
our
soon.
5th podcast.
Fifth
And I got a wonderful
podcast.
story for you guys that time.
Oh,
I can't wait.
I'm really
pumped.
excited. I've had it in my heart for years.
So we're excited for that. Be sure to join us next week on YouTube and SoundCloud. We'll be posting those up there. One last plug for our Patreon. We launched that. Just a reminder, you can subscribe at different tiers. You can put $1 to $50 to us, and all that money helps us make content. It helps us reach our goal of producing our web series, which will be going in production soon. Be sure to follow us on Twitter at CattleProdTeam, so that way you can keep up to date on what we're making, what we're doing, where we're at. Stock us home, and
As always.
unless anyone else
Did
has
you just say
any,
stock us home?
what? Unless anyone has any last minute bits.
Yeah.
Or short. Keep
Yeah,
it
I
out
was
for a
gonna
short.
say,
Keep it out for a
keep it
short. That'll be coming out very soon, starring our baby boy Evan, and I guess the rest of us too.
Yeah, I wrote us all in.
Yeah, written by Emily, directed by myself, AC'd by Matt.
That's arguably the most important at work.
Acting is so hard, guys.
Acting's
Tell me about it.
Especially by yourself.
That's the title of this episode. Acting's hard, guys.
keep eye out for all of that. Especially even throughout the summer, we're gonna try to keep constantly throwing out more content. Even
sure.
though we're college based, we're still gonna be keeping up content throughout the summer.
Oh, and I guess end it with question the audience like we did last week.
Oh yeah, good idea.
Oh man.
Who's your favorite stand-up
Yeah,
comedian?
who's your favorite stand comedian, and why?
What are
is-
your thoughts of the leather special?
And why is it not Amy Schumer?
Why is your favorite comedian not Amy Schumer?
Hey, thanks so much for joining us, guys.
Yep. Keep it civil, guys. Be
See you
safe.
later.
Bye bye.
Bye.